G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to By Artists for Artists. My name is Jazza and this is the Artist Showcase where you guys send in your artwork and I feature 10 of them every week here on the Artist Showcase series, and one of them is picked to be the winner of a front page feature on newrounds.com. So getting started, the first piece is by artist Owlfix and it's called Reaper. Featuring this artist in particular because they've made a lot of progress, and this piece as a whole is fantastically well done. It's got a great dramatic feel to it, really good use of colours that complement one another and bring out the darker tone of the piece, with a nice subtle use of textures and a good pose in the character and proportions throughout. Next piece by another talented developing artist, Zchio, is called Hair Flow. This piece has interesting textures it used throughout the painting, has a nice use of colour, and is quite simply one of those pictures you find yourself staring at. It's just got a really nice feel to it. It's quite soft, yet at the same time very striking, so great job. Our next piece is by artist The Psycho Sheep and it's called The Flesh Conductor. This artist has a really fantastic style and it's so cool to see such minimal sort of monochrome colour, but the piece itself really just pops out, and that's so simply due to the really stylistically accentuated line work and really simple use of highlights around the edges to make the shapes pop, just using subtle things to make the whole thing really speak for itself. So fantastic work. Next piece by artist Melpomene E is called Birdie Girl. At a distance, this piece looks almost 3D in nature. It's almost like it was made in a 3D modeling program like Maya or something, but in reality, it's a black and white painted image and it's just astoundingly well done. This artist has a very impressive understanding of form and shadow and depth in a piece. Simple things that create such a dynamic effect on this piece, in particular the use of two kinds of shadow, the cast shadow from brighter light source at a distance, and then of course the ambient occlusion shadow from where objects and limbs are close to one another, casting sort of an area effect shadow. And the whole piece has just such a really rich, almost tangible depth to it, so fantastic work. Next piece by artist Johnny V47 is called Samurai Jack, and it's always good to be brought back to the good old days of when I was a kid watching TV, and it's just fantastically well done. This artist has done to Samurai Jack sort of what Chris Nolan did to Batman, so really brought him to life with a bit of grit, a bit of blood, and made it really speak for itself, so fantastic job. Next piece is by artist Natalie Clecott, and it's called Mutant Soldier. This piece strikes me as somewhat conceptual in its nature, so it's almost like it's conveying a concept for a race or a character for a movie or something like that. So it strikes me as a bit of a concept art piece, but it's really refined and well done. It's got a great sense of depth and shape, and the character itself isn't burdened with detail, but it's got this really soft, sharp-edged, polished feel to it. So great work, and thank you for submitting to the Artist Showcase. Our next piece is by artist Probably Singed, and it's called All Dried Out, Jupiter's Knot. This artist has made some great progress, and it's fantastic to see such a really nice painterly style conveyed in a really polished way. The colours are almost sort of like a rich pastel, and I love the way that the gown flows into being part of the background and framing the silhouette of the central character itself. Next piece is by artist Demp, and it's called Hey, Whatcha Eatin? Seems to be some sort of zombie that we've walked up on and interrupted in their subtle process of eating the brains out of someone, but it's just so creepy. And this artist has done a piece in the past which was featured because of its level of creepiness, and it seems like this artist is sort of carving out their niche. They've just really got this creepy factor nailed down. Just so well done in the eyes, it's in the shading, it's in the pose, it's just fantastic. So thank you for submitting to the Artist Showcase. Next piece is by artist Kazi, and it's called Alice in Wonderland, and it strikes me as something that could easily be used as a book or movie cover. It's just fantastically well made. I just realised I say fantastically a lot. Maybe that's just my substitute adjective for everything. Well, in reality it is a fantastically usable word. But the point is, this piece is fantastic. It's great. It's a really good piece. Great use of... I use great a lot too. Find some new adjectives. It has splendid use of colour, marvellous mix of warms, with the blue in the central right area of the piece being somewhat framed by the warmer atmosphere of the piece itself. A resplendent piece, fantastically... But in all seriousness, very well done, and thank you for sharing this piece with us. And our final piece and feature of the week, ladies and gentlemen, is by artist Waveloop, and it's called Yakuza. There are just way too many things to say about the coolness of this image, and I'm just going to keep it to the overall tone is just nailed. Breaking it down into a lot of other little things, we have things like the wetness on the overall appearance of this character, the lighting being in various shades rather than just black and white or in the darker shades of the color itself, using purples in the mix and reds in the highlights, bouncing the light off from the background in an obviously vibrant and bright colorful atmosphere. Really good use of silhouettes and blurred effects in the background to create that depth of field and that motion in the hair and the rain to create a sense of movement. And then of course we have the fact that this piece in itself has a narrative. We don't know what the story is, but we know there's a story behind it, and it's pieces like that that are just crafted extremely well and are just impressive and inspiring to the rest of us artists. So amazing work, well deserving of the front page feature. And if any of you want to check out his work, click on the link in the description to go to the Tumblr post where you can see his work, and he also has a link on his piece to go to a YouTube piece painting it. So fantastic submission. Thank you everyone who has submitted to the Artist Showcase. If you want to see more entrants, they are featured on the Tumblr page, which is also in the link in the description. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you later. Do you want a chance to be featured in a future Artist Showcase video? Upload your artwork to the art portal on newgrounds.com. Send a link to your artwork in a private message to us by going to our user page at byartistforartists.newgrounds.com and click send a private message. Make sure the words Artist Showcase are in your message title and that the link to your artwork is in the message. Please send us a link to one image and not a whole gallery, and limit yourself to one artwork submission per week. To qualify for the showcase, your artwork must be uploaded to the newgrounds.com art portal. Remember, if your artwork is selected to be featured in a showcase video, there will be a delay from when you send it by at least several weeks to when it's showcased in the video. Thanks for following the showcase, and we look forward to seeing your art in the future.